The seas. The seas is about 71% of the earth, and around the globe it has its good sides and its bad sides. It has been an amazing pod of biodiversity, beauty, and wildlife. The seas have been providing for us humans. We get a lot of resources, from food down to the healthy and beautiful coral reefs of the sea that we can explore. Surprisingly, many people around the world are posting about the beautiful beaches and coral reefs in the variety of seas that we see around the world. But what about the other side of the story? In every story, there's two sides that we can compare. Don't you all agree? In today's time, more and more trash is being dumped into the ocean without even us noticing or knowing about them. It has really been a hard job for people who are doing their part to keep the best seas on their peak condition of the world. And the earth we live in today is already suffering from the harm that we already did for them in the past few years that have been slowly deteriorating our seas. The topic of pollution of the seas have been around for almost 2 decades, and people who are trying have been trying to overcome and solve. Caring for our seas is an essential and a huge contribution for all of us to keep our Mother Earth to be healthy and alive for future generations to see for themselves. What has happened according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature? Almost 8 million metric tons of trash are collected from our seas. Just hearing this, it is heartbreaking and a pain that will not go away easily. And with the side effects that we see that we have imposed for us on how bad we have damaged the earth. But what we can do? What can we do? We can do better. It's not too late. We can save our seas and lift your spirits because all it's gonna take is some hands. Yes, hands. So we can save our seas. If we want to save our seas, rather, how do we execute this properly? Well, when I was young, I used to enjoy the clean beaches here in the Philippines. But sadly, now that has changed. I have a plan to save our seas, but we can only do this if we work together. Together, we can all be educated and take part in this huge cleaning project to protect our seas and the life in them. Looking at the damage that we've already done for the past years, it has been very hard to keep our seas very clean. So, my plan is very simple. Looking back when I was a young boy, the question that kept lingering in my mind is this simple question. Why are there trash floating in our seas? When I was about 13 years old, when I presented a pollution for our seas to everyone as a project, everyone wanted to help and try to save our environment around us. Over the years, I have been doing my best on doing a non-profit volunteering work around the world to help clean beaches, seas, coral reefs, and other parts of the ocean, especially those where we can find endangered animals or species. In fact, along the way, I made a lot of good friends and partners to save our seas. Just recently, at the branch of Bajeros in Dehaina in the Dominican Republic, I found the one and only Mr. Beast. Yes, Jimmy, who has joined my group and has put up a group of YouTubers to join the hashtag Team Seas to help our environment. This doesn't only promote the cleanliness of our seas, and it also quotes my plan that this will be easier with more volunteers willing to help and save our seas and keep them clean for a brighter future. My team and I have been going around the world volunteering and traveling and having a different perspective in looking how to clean different beaches and to also educate people on how to clean and prevent trash to even be in our oceans. In order to set this up, I have built a team to directly travel and team up with every government that is to create a better world and cleaner seas. Don't you think everyone would love that? Experiencing the real beauty of our seas without endless pieces of trash just in the sand or even at the water. You may think, where do you get these people and the workforce that it takes to keep our seas clean, especially without equipment? We all do this out of our hearts, especially looking at the point of view that this is a worldwide campaign. It is a lot of work and a vast area to cover. And at this moment, I thought of the words my father said. It's better to start now before it's too late. We have known that our seas we are doing our best to save the amazing environment. So here are some steps that I have put up so that we can take a step to reduce the problem before it even gets worse. And just like the famous saying goes, prevention is better than cure. So how can we prevent the uses of what makes up the garbage in our seas? Did you know, according to NDRC, or Natural Resources Defense Council Incorporated, some 80% of the world's water waste is dumped, which is largely untreated, back into the environment, polluting rivers, lakes, and oceans and other water forms that can be affected, which results to the damage of sea lives, therefore affecting out our waters from all around the world. So what is the best way we can save our oceans and educate ourselves, asking the question like, what can we do to stop garbage going to our seas? And how can we prevent this from happening in the future? And what will be the outcome if we do this? Well, those are all good questions. What is a good example to follow in terms of garbage management? I did some research myself and I came across one of the most influential people in the internet, the one and only Nas Daily. I remember seeing his YouTube videos, and it's about the country that changed the way they throw their garbage. And this country is none other than Singapore. I kept in touch with Nas and I asked him what and how did Singapore manage to be the cleanest country in all of Asia and coming in second in the whole world. Well, the way they did it is so amazing, I had to see it for my own eyes. In Singapore, their plan is to gather every trash from the whole country and burn it down in a factory incinerator. But you may think, the smoke coming out of there is bad for us, and is it toxic? Well, yes, but Singapore found a solution to this filthy project of theirs. They made a filtration system that filters out the bad smoke and toxins, which turns them into new and clean air, which gives even cleaner air than the air that we breathe, as Singapore claims. Well, let's let Nas discuss this with us.
500 years. 500 years is the number of years it takes this thing to disappear. This is a snack bag. You open it, you eat the chips in a minute and throw the plastic bag in trash. In most countries, this trash sits for hundreds of years waiting to decompose in a landfill. But in a small Asian country, they figured out a way how to make trash disappear in one day. For the first time ever, I want to show you the full, hidden, exciting journey of trash in Singapore. Singapore is a tiny country. It's this big and it has no space for trash. So here is how they got rid of it. First, they collect the entire country's trash from here, here, and here and drive it to this big building to burn it. Inside this incineration plant, there is a fire that burns 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And this 1000 Celsius degrees fire heats the trash away and generates heat and energy to light up thousands of homes.
From our incineration process, we harness the heat to generate electricity.
But here's the crazy part. This fire behind me doesn't even hurt the environment. When you burn trash, it generates toxic smoke like this one. And these guys filter out the smoke in a complicated process to make it so clean, cleaner than the air around you. So this chimney at an incineration plant emits clean air.
The air come out from the chimney is smaller than 1 micron. which is very, very clean.
By now, 90% of the trash disappears in a couple of hours and the remaining 10% turns to ash. This ash, just like the smoke, is toxic. They take it and ship it far away to a man-made island where they dump all of it into a special water that doesn't touch the ocean water. And there, ash stays underwater forever, hidden from everyone. This process is so clean, the corals are still alive, the jungles are still green, and the animals are still around at that island. In other words, Singapore collects trash, burns it, creates electricity, filters out the smoke, hides the ashes underwater, and makes this trash bag disappear in one day instead of 500 years. If every country could handle your trash and mine the same way Singapore does, then we would have a much cleaner world. A world where this snack bag doesn't exist for more than one day. See you next week.
We are all now slowly saving our seas to help remove pollution and completely save the marine and coral life with a cleaner and more beautiful ocean. Here's a question for all of you to think about. Do you see a cleaner, better, and brighter future in the next 5 years? Maybe 10? Do you see yourself living in a world where the oceans and other beautiful water forms around the world are very blue and clear again? Think of it, what you can do. What can you do now that will benefit you and others in the future? Think about it on the impact that you may give to others to inspire, impose, and encourage them to take part in cleaning the seas and to live a cleaner and brighter future. Well, now you see the steps that people take to save our seas before they even throw out garbage in them. It is really a lot of work, but in the end, it is all worth it. And I'm not just saying this just to get everyone's attention and to clean our seas, but it is also to contribute and educate other people to know how we can fix the problem and the damage before we even make it worse. Along with my friends and I'm willing to volunteer and help save our seas. The best life that we can get right now is the life without trash in our earth and oceans. And as I said earlier, I met up also with Mr. Beast himself, and we went to the site where trash is being filled up on one of the Dominican Republic's busiest beach, and we have made a huge improvement. And check out what we have done to the seas. Plus, this charity foundation for all the YouTubers that I have met as well along the way is going towards charity for a cleaner and brighter future for better seas and blue waters. Thank you.